Navarro on the run. Navarro's going to keep it. Navarro for 6. Touchdown, Bobcat.
I feel I had a hard time staying in my own lane.
Oh my goodness!
Brett Murdoch, pick 6. Harbath inside the 30, the 20. Blake Harbath will score.
And Mendoza takes a big hit. He never saw it coming. Trey White got in there.
There's his man, Rucker. And nobody's going to catch him. Goodbye.
Intercepted.
Tyree Skipper, touchdown.
Telly again, why not? A step forward and make it 2 for Telly.
Quarterback keeper showing off the speed, steps on the gas, untouched.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live. We are excited to kick off the 2025 college football season with you. And as always, we'll be bringing you G5 college football coverage that you love each and every week. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on X, please give us a follow, a like, and a retweet. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. I am Luke, and I'm joined by my co-host, Justice. And tonight, we are joined by a special guest, Colton Pool from Hero Sports, to help us kick off the 2025 college football season. Welcome back, Justice, and thanks for joining us tonight, Colton.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be fun.
Yeah, it's
can't wait. It's just been doing this Worker Bee series, and I'm different. This is a different intro. I'm used to. I've got this whole other verse just memorized, and I couldn't do that tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back. College football's here, less than 2 weeks. Week 0 starting off, and excited for another season of G5 Hive Live, so to speak. Colton, before we kind of jump into things, I want to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and Hero Sports and what you guys do over there.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me. Thanks for the opportunity to be on here. I've been on Hero Sports. This will be season 3 for me now. Hero Sports has covered FCS football for a number of years. My colleague Sam Herder was kind of spearheading that. And then, a couple years ago, they wanted to expand into the group of 5. And then I kind of came into the equation. And now we sort of cover the sort of mid-major level of college football together. It's certainly I guess a subset of college football that is super fun to watch and seems to be more and more swept under the rug, we'll say, by the bigger national spotlights. So I love doing this. I love covering these teams, and like I said, it's fun. It's fun football, that's a little bit about me.
So we're going to move over to the Mountain West Conference now. Colton, we're going to start off with you. Who are your sleepers and dark horses?
Well, if we're talking about Mountain West, Boise State, all right, let's move on.
Move on.
No. I guess at this point, does San Jose State even count as a dark horse?
Well, I think to the national media it does, because I think they would tell you it's UNLV and Boise State and forget everybody else.
Right. Yeah. So I guess I'll take this time to again talk about the Spartans. Great roster, great coaching staff, and I think there's a lot of things going that way the Spartans' way. So, and they were close in other games that they didn't win last year too. So I think there's evidence to say that they're going to take that leap. And other than if it weren't for another specific team in that league, San Jose State would be my pick to win it.
My sleeper dark horse. Similar to you, Colton, I didn't know if I should count San Jose State because while I think other people don't know about them, I'm like, I feel pretty confident in them. Like, so it's like, are they a dark horse? I think they are. Biggest out of conference game you've got at Texas, but if Central Michigan proves to be a dark horse in the MAC, that game looks huge later on in the season. You play at Stanford. Not a great team, so I think that's a P4 win that you can get. New Mexico, new team. You got Idaho, Wyoming. Weird things happen in Laramie, so that one will be a tough game. But then at Utah
You're talking
State,
about football, right? No, I'm just kidding.
And I think the fun one, the one that I got my calendar marked for, is November 1st. Hawaii comes to San Jose State. Whatever that over under is, I'm gonna bet the over. But San Jose's defense is pretty good. But my other dark horse, I'm like, I don't know if that one counts, is Hawaii. You got week 0, Stanford comes in. I think there's a chance that Hawaii wins that. Sam Houston, Arizona, I think there's a chance that Hawaii scores enough points to beat Arizona. And it's just, does Timmy Chang get this offense going? How far will Michael Alhada take them? The Hawaii Rainbow Warriors are another dark horse for me.
At the very least, that Hawaii team is going to be so fun to watch. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Can't go to sleep. At least I live here in Iowa Central Time Zone. I can't go to sleep until about 2 a.m. Watching them. Justice, who do you got?
Well, you guys kind of took both of mine with San Jose State and Hawaii. I'll just add this, and I'll have another team I'll add, but San Jose State, I think if you were to ask me today, name a G5 coach that gets poached next year, and that's Coach Ken at San Jose State. I think he is going to be a hot name in P4 coaching vacancies in 2026. Hawaii, yeah. I mean, I feel like if Timmy Chang can't get his run and shoot offense back with Micah Alejado at quarterback, then it's not happening. Like, I'm just so I feel like I am the biggest fanboy of Micah Alejado. I just think he is going to be lights out this year. They have so much talent at receiver between Nick Cynical, Pofeli Ashlock, Jackson Harris, Brandon White. Man, at the end of the day, if you told me, Hawaii has 3 1,000-yard receivers or 4 receivers with 650 more yards, more, I would say yeah, absolutely. I just think they're so talented on offense. I think the defense has talent as well. I think a lot of folks, when they look at Hawaii's defense, much to my point with North Texas, is because of that offense, that defense is never going to, quote, look great because they're on the field so much. But, Luke's talked about it. We've talked about it a lot last offseason. What they were able to do in the first half against Ashton Genty and Boise State shows how good that defense can be for Hawaii. And so I think, with Mike Alejado at quarterback, I just feel like, this is going to be a great opportunity for, Timmy Chang and Hawaii to get back some of that run and shoot glory from the Timmy Chang days, from the Colt Brennan days, those high flying offenses that we've come to know and love from Hawaii. But since you guys already picked those two, I'm going to go with Wyoming. I just feel like, they had a horrible, horrible season a year ago. And I think that has prepared this team to win some games, do some damage here in the Mountain West in 2025. I think Caden Anderson is a more than capable quarterback. And I think that defense is going to be, the defense in Wyoming is always one of the best, right? And again, last year against Boise State, right? If Boise State, like Lucas said many times, if Boise State does not have Ashton Genty in that game, they might lose that game against Wyoming a year ago. And so, Wyoming would be the other, besides San Jose State, who would be my number one, and then Hawaii. Wyoming would kind of be another sleeper / dark horse team that people aren't thinking about just because they had such a poor 2024 season.
All right, Colton, who are your Mountain West Conference Championship teams this year?
Yeah, Boise State and San Jose State for me. I think, you look at the talent on those rosters. San Jose State, I think is like we've talked about them enough. Walker, you get great quarterback. I think coming back, I think he showed some potential, and he's going to make some huge strides this year. And on defense, if you're watching a San Jose State game, just take a moment to watch Jordan Pollard, because that kid is a stud. So they've got some great players on both sides of the ball, and I mean Boise State, like that team, man. I think they have a chance to be pretty close to what they were last year, even without Genty. So going those two.
All right. My conference championship teams are San Jose State and Colorado State. I do not have Boise State in the championship game.
Whoa!
I think Colorado State, has a lot of good defense coming back. But you look at their schedule when it gets to conference at San Diego State, quarterback, they're going to have 2 quarterback system there. Fresno State at home. Then you got Hawaii at home. So what does Alejado and that team look like? You go to Laramie. You get UNLV at home. I'm just really curious at how UNLV comes together. It's a hodgepodge. It could either work awesome or just blow up. I think that's the one thing that kind of has me second guessing Colorado State there, is because, where UNLV plays them is like, hey, where are they? Have they lost hope in the season and then they give up? Or what is that like with all the transfers that they have coming in? Then you got New Mexico. You go to Boise, which I think will be a big game, and then end up with Air Force. But I like BFN. You got a great stable of running backs. Defense, good guys coming back. Obviously, I'm trying to think of his last name. Jackson. Who's the tight end?
Jackson Warren and Rocky Beers are their 2 tight ends.
And Rocky Beers. I think it's going to be like vintage Nevada offense, where you have those tight ends that get utilized in this pass offense. I like Colorado State to make a championship appearance this year, and Norvell's on. I think he's kind of on a hot seat. Like, he's got to perform this year, otherwise he might be looking for a different job. What about you, Justin?
Spicy picks. I like it.
I'm in agreement with Colton. I got San Jose State and Boise State. One thing I will add, like, I wish books had at least I haven't seen anywhere for the G5 on odds to make the championship game, because if I was able to bet on San Jose State to make the championship game, I'd put some serious money down on that, because you look at their schedule. They don't play Boise State. They don't play UNLV, right? Which are the 2 like betting favorites in terms of odds to win the Mountain West. And so I think San Jose State's a better team than UNLV just straight off the get-go. And so, like, to me, like, kind of like we said with Navy, if we can bet on a team to make that championship game, for me, that's San Jose State. That's probably, like, I will be absolutely stunned if San Jose State does not make the championship game. Like, if you told me, like, I got to bet my house on one bet tonight in terms of who is going to make the championship game, it would be San Jose State. So, yeah, I think that schedule just sets up the talent, the schedule, the whole 9 yards just sets up really nice for them to make that championship game. And then Boise State's Boise State, right? And like I said earlier, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so until someone does it, I think Boise State's got to be right there in that Mountain West championship game along with San Jose State.
The thing that keeps me from having Boise in there is just kind of like the up and down season that could be had if they lose that first game to Southern Florida. You got to travel to South Florida. It's going to be hot. It's August 28th. It's going to be a little bit different playing there, and I'm sure it's going to be a night game because, like, why would you play during the day in Florida? It doesn't make any sense. But then you go to Air Force, and I think Air Force, while they're going to be trying to figure out quarterback play, I think that's a team that could upset them. App State goes to Boise State. App State's going to be trying to figure out who they are, but I like what App State's future looks like. And then you got to go to Notre Dame. So it's like you've just got these like pockets that like I don't feel comfortable with, as opposed to like Colorado State. I think that they're going to be, they've just got a nicer path. So that's why I did not have Boise State in there. Colton, who's your Mountain West Conference champion?
Yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. I think Maddox Madsen is going to be, one of the best quarterbacks in the G5 by far. I think the talent around him is going to be unbelievable. Sire Gaines, if he stays healthy, Boise State's going to have one of the best running backs in the G5, if not the country. So for me, the talent on that roster, it's just hard to move off of picking them for the Mountain West title.
Give me San Jose, friends of the podcast, Leland Smith, Danny Scudero, lighten it up. Go Spartans. All in. Justice, who do you got?
I'm going to agree with Luke. I'm going to also go with San Jose State. And I also do a plug, man. If you guys haven't had an opportunity to watch our interview with Danny Scudero and Leland Smith, I got to say, I don't know, over the last 2 years, we've probably done, 40 or so player interviews. And I have to say, I walked away from those 2 interviews like so impressed. Probably 2 of the most impressive young men that I've gotten a chance to talk to. And so, definitely go check those out if you hadn't. But just kind of putting my money where my mouth is. I think I said earlier that Coach Ken is going to be the hottest name for P4 coaching vacancies, and I think a big part of that's going to be because San Jose State wins the Mountain West in 2025.
Colton, we want to thank you for joining us tonight to help us kick off the 2025 college football season. Before we can go, can you tell our listeners where they can find you, Hero Sports, and maybe some things that you have coming up this season?
Yeah, you find all our stuff at Hero Sports News on X, Twitter, and then I'm at C Pool Reporter. And then Hero Sports, where we have all our content. We are doing a preview on every single G5 team, as well as our other FCS content. We've got our preseason All-America teams and top 25 coming out this week, and we'll have a top 25, which again you guys are partaking in, and thank you for that. We're going to be writing all sorts of stuff, game previews, some betting content, some features, analysis, you name it, we'll have it there. And like in true Group of 5 fashion, starting the show late and ending it, at least Eastern time, ending it the next day. So respect to you guys for doing this, and thank you for having me.
Well, Colton, absolutely, would love to have you back another time and do it again.
Absolutely.
This is our first live show of the kind of kicking off the 2025 season. We hope everyone has enjoyed the 2025 edition of our Worker Bee series, where we deep dive into every G5 college football team, bringing you the most comprehensive team previews available. But stay tuned, as we still have a few more of those episodes coming out over the next 2 weeks. Also, if you've not had a chance to check out our player interviews, we've done over 20 this offseason. Please do that, as we get to know a lot of very special young men who will be making big impacts on and off the field in 2025. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. On X, give us a follow. And if you're listening on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We are so grateful for the immense amount of support we have received this year. We hit a couple big milestones since we last went live. We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Let's go.
We got a shout out on the Solid Verbal for our Worker Bee series. And like none of that happens without you guys, without your support. So kudos to you guys. We sincerely thank each and every one of you. And with that, be sure to join us next week as we preview week 0 of the 2025 season. And we will talk about the Hero Sports G5 Top 25 preseason poll. We'll break down what the consensus was, what our differences were, and maybe who we have ranked, who didn't make it in the consensus and all that. So yeah, be sure to join us next Monday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And until then, we are the G5 Hive.